Hello, psychology loving friends. My name is Liz Wright, and I am a professor of psychology at Northwest Vista in San Antonio, Texas. And I've been doing these videos every day to talk about something that I have found that interested me throughout the day or something that I've been thinking about. Trying to talk about a range of psychology topics, not just the ones that are specifically interesting to me, because that would be biased, right? So today I had a couple of friends who were talking about their experiences with different scams, some being related to specific social media outlets, some being related to emails, some being related to phone calls. I know we've probably all received at least one or two of those phone calls where we're like, are you actually a human who's trying to talk to me, or are you a scammer? So a lot of scammers use what we call social engineering techniques. These are things like sending you an email with a link and making the email look like it comes from someone in your company, or that the person on the other end of the email wants to help you or do something that will benefit you in some way. We also know that people who maybe are experiencing loneliness might fall prey to relationship or romance type scams. So, not so much like the email from the Nigerian prince who needs money, that's not working anymore. So, scammers may do things like go on social media or dating apps and send people messages, start building rapport with those people. So they are, not immediately asking for anything but they are really just, asking how's your day going and what are you up to and do you have any pets? And so building rapport, building relationship with people, sometimes even sending like gifts to people. So this activates what we call the norm of reciprocity, which basically makes us feel like, oh, well, they sent me something. So the next time I'm talking to them and they ask me like, hey, I need $20 for gas to get to this interview for a job that I really want, but I don't have any money. Could you Venmo me $20? Then we might feel like we should reciprocate because this person sent me a gift of some sort. So there's a lot of social norms that people building these scams actually utilize in order to make people feel comfortable with what's going on, with the questions that they're asking, things like that. And then also to build rapport and attraction between people so that um, when they do ask for some sort of ask, which they ultimately will, then we either feel bad not saying yes, or we want to say yes because we want to help our friend when in fact this person isn't really our friend. So I've talked to people that say like, oh, this person's harmless. They're just chatting with me. And it's like, yeah, but eventually they might ask you for something. And because of the fact that you felt, that they were harmless initially and that you've continued to communicate with them, then they may eventually ask you for something. Some of the scams also involve things like calling you and letting you know that your computer has some sort of problem and that they can fix it for XYZ amount of money. We do know that people who aren't as technologically savvy are more likely to fall for those types of scams. Um, there has been a huge increase in digital and technology type scams, like 30% increase from 2022 to 2023, and on up from there. So we also know that older adults who may not have as much knowledge about how technology works might be more negatively impacted by the technology type scams where someone comes and tells you, like, oh, you have a virus on your computer. I can help you out with that. It's not a problem. It'll just cost you like, $50 or something like that. Because $50 times, 30 people comes out to more money. Trying to figure out what are some other things to look for. Yeah, avoiding dating apps. And I'm actually like reviewing one of the articles that I read today. Yeah, reciprocation. So if they, ask you, how was your day? And you say, my day was pretty good. How was yours? So the norm of reciprocity. So if this person gives me something, I feel like I have to give them something back, can increase the problem of, if they send us a gift and they ask us for money, it might be hard to, say no when people ask us. And helping during a crisis. That's the other one that I was thinking of this morning. So, you've gotten to know, quote unquote, gotten to know this person through chat on a social media site, and then they say, oh, my dog was outside and got bit by a coyote and I have to take it to the vet, but the vet wants, $300, and you know how much I love my dog and I don't have $300. And sometimes we feel like, oh my goodness, this poor guy, that his dog, blah, blah, blah. I feel so bad. I should send him some money. Guy probably doesn't even have a dog. And you're probably thinking, like, wow, sounds really, callous of you. But unfortunately, I think that because of the way that people are using psychological persuasion techniques now, that we really have to be aware and we really have to be critical of any like reaching out that people do to us that maybe we didn't initiate because we were interested in something they were interested in. But, just kind of be wary of people who initiate conversations with you, and just kind of, if someone asks you for something or gives you something and then expects something in return, just kind of keep those things in mind, that it is possible that unfortunately this is a person using psychology against us to try to scam us out of something.